recorded. I'll have it sent to you as soon as we're done. So if you have any questions, you can just go back and watch it. And then also you can just message me, and I probably won't ghost you. No, I won't. I might take me a little bit to respond. And then if you have, like, you just keep me updated with how stuff goes. So, okay. So what got you interested in coaching? I have your old form pulled up here, but we can start with that.
Um, Mainly it was I started watching you a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I first got into Overwatch, I started, I want to say season 2. That was when Ramatra came out, correct?
Yeah.
I think. And I mainly got on Zen, so I was watching a lot of you and Awkward.
Yep.
Um, and then after a while, I found your Spylo 2 videos, and I just kept watching it because Overwatch kind of always appealed to me, but I never had like any form of gaming, and I play on console.
Yep.
So once it came out on console free to play, I was almost immediately into it, and I was just
Yeah.
watching you or Awkward, just trying to get better because this is really the only game that appealed to me when I got into gaming.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, sounds good. Yeah, I mean, I kind of in the same ballpark there. Like, where I don't really play a lot of other games, but I do like Overwatch.
Yeah.
So, okay, so you've been playing for a while, and looking at the time of the form, and you've got a pretty diverse hero pool. You're like Doom, Onakiri, Genji Cass. Has that changed? And what does that look like over time? You said Zen initially, but what has like kind of been your hero
That
pool story?
That's more recent. What I gave you when I first started, it was like Zen Kiri, just
Yep.
because I liked playing supports. I started off with Zen. He
Yep.
was what really appealed to me, and then it went to Kiri just because of like her utilization.
Yeah.
Who doesn't want to TP in a Suzu?
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. Yeah.
and then it kind of went over to Ana, just because I liked hitting sleeps and
Yep.
nades. They just feel so appealing.
Yep.
Um, and then I became the Sombra guy that everybody hated.
Yep.
Um, and then for a while I was on just DPS playing Sombra. That was after she had gotten the rework, and then want to say season 9. I kind of just said like I'm gonna become a Doom OTP, and I just only played Doom if I was playing tank because I play with like my brother or my friend,
Yep.
because I got him into it. So when he
Yep.
plays, he likes to play tank as well. So he'll go Ressa, and I'll go back to playing DPS or support. But what I gave you most on the forum is what's most recently what I like playing, and it's relatively dive.
Okay. Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. What are we going to be looking at today in terms of gameplay?
I want to look at a Doom, my Doom. That's mainly what I wanted to get the coaching on.
Yeah.
Um, Let me pull up the codes. How should I pick which code? Like, what do you mainly look for? What would you say is something good to look in, like on a code,
Yeah.
if you get what I'm
Let's
asking?
as I'll answer that question like a few minutes. I want to go through the rest of your form because that's actually a really
Okay.
really important question. So we're gonna look at some Doom, and goals for you is like at least the time of the form you were plat. Is that where you're at right now?
Yeah, yeah, so once I started playing Doom on tank, I went from like gold 2 or 3,
Yep.
and then got all the way up to plat 2, and then over like this past week it dropped to plat 4,
Okay.
or plat 3. Um, and all of my games, it's really weird how I want to put it because it's like it'll be like rolled and then have a really good hold on like last point, or it'll be like have a really good hold and then get rolled, and then we go on attack or defense, and it's almost the same exact thing.
Sure. Sure.
Um,
Okay. Okay. I wouldn't overthink it too much. It might be some
mhm.
little detail about how you're approaching fights. It's probably just luck, like just random chance,
Yeah,
like just how it
yeah,
goes. But your goal is to climb the diamond. You've
yeah.
hit diamond on
That as of right,
DPS,
yeah.
and you want to do the same with
I just
tank.
want to keep improving. Yeah, I just want to
Yeah.
keep improving. Really.
Okay. So I want to dial in a little bit more into your playtime because you said that you're playing with your brother on tank. So how do you approach tank? Is tank mostly solo queue then? Because if you're not playing with your brother, you're the one playing tank.
Um, he really likes to switch it up as well. So he'll play
Got it.
tank or DPS. So that we kind of almost split it. because like not intentionally, but like he'll queue for tank and DPS, so I'll just do the same.
Ah, I see. I
Or
see.
sometimes he's like, I only want to play DPS today, so I'll be like, okay, I'm gonna queue DPS and tank with you, just because I don't want to be like the Doom OTP that will not switch with like my brother or my friends. So um, it'll be either solo queue or sometimes it'll be with them as well.
Okay, so it's duo queue, solo queue, trio queue. What's the percentage breakdown? Give me like an estimate of how much solo queue versus duo and trio queue.
Um, it'd probably be pretty close to like 60-40, maybe 65 35 solo
Sure.
queue to duo queue
Okay, perfect. Because
or trio
that's always
queue.
the question for me is it's like people improve at different rates. And if
Mm,
you are playing basically only duo and trio queue, then
yeah,
you might be boosting your brother or he might be boosting you.
yeah.
So like
Well, the
giving
thing
that
is too, it's we've been I don't like it's bad to say what, but we've pretty much been like hard stuck plat or hard stuck gold. Like he's in gold, has been in plat. I've been plat relatively almost the whole time.
yep.
And I've just been like stuck. And so that's why I really wanted to get the coaching, was because I'm like, all right, I don't want to be stuck anymore. I've hit diamond on DPS and I was right there. I was plat too, and I was like, I just need to keep going. And then I just stayed hard stuck. So
Yep. Okay.
that's why I
Okay.
really wanted to get coaching.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, as long as you guys are playing like a decent percentage of your playtime by yourself, then it's okay. Because the idea is
Mhm.
that like if you play by yourself, you get a realistic picture of exactly where your skill is, not your skill as a duo.
Yeah.
And then what will happen is if you play solo queue and you climb the diamond 5 and then you play with your brother, then that's probably going to be a more accurate picture of like the skill discrepancy. It's not bad to duo queue, you just don't want to only duo queue because then things might get
Yeah.
kind of messy.
Yeah.
Okay. Usual weekday play around 3 hours. Is that all ranked? Duo, trio queue, or solo queue?
Um,
Or do you mix it up?
that it gets mixed up. So, because like some days I'll play, and
Yeah.
then he, might go to the skate park, or my friend
Yeah.
might hop on or not be on at all. So it's really always a mix up of whatever happens. It's never really like a consistent thing.
Okay, sure. But is it mostly playing ranked regardless of who you're playing it with?
Um, if I'm playing solo queue, like if I hop on first and I'm solo queuing, I'll do like 1 or 2 games of quick play and then go into comp.
Okay.
If I'm playing with, and I'll usually be the first one to play no matter what, because I come home, I'll eat food, and then I'll hop on immediately.
Yeah.
Um, and then, but if we all start playing at the same exact time, usually it's just straight into comp.
Okay, sounds good. Can you do you have your career profile pulled up right now? I don't know how it looks like with a Discord
Yeah,
call
yeah,
and
I do.
okay, can you look at current competitive season and read out the hours for me starting from top to bottom?
Um, of just who I gave you.
Uh, just all the heroes. Current competitive season. What's the
Uh,
hour breakdown?
it's 38 hours on Doom, and then 8 hours Ana, 4 hours Sombra, 4 hours Genji, uh, 4 hours Kiri, and then it's like three or less Cass, and then Lucio, two
Okay.
hours on Tracer.
Previous competitive season now.
Uh, Season 10, it was 14 hours on Genji, 10 hours on Doomfist, 7 hours on Tracer, five on Cass, and five on Ana.
Okay, so what's the reason behind the discrepancy there? Because you said a lot of times the duo queue you're queuing both tank and DPS, and yet it seems like you're playing a
Yeah,
lot more tank, which is good because you want to get
yeah,
better Doomfist. But is it been
yeah.
more solo queue or is it what?
I think this is probably the season where I really locked in on Doom. Like if
Got
I'm
it.
solo queuing, I'm going tank. I'm not gonna pick anything
Right, of
else, and that was
course.
kind of just what I decided because as I've gotten more into it, um, Doom is kind of like the Doom is the character I want to play. Like I want to main, and he's been the most fun to me. I love watching the zebra, get quaked on
Yep.
clips. It's just
Yep.
fun to watch. Um, but it's just I've really locked in on Doomfist as he's the most fun to me.
Okay, so it's been basically 65% solo queue. That's all tank. And then the other percentage of the split is like 50% tank, 50% DPS. And then whenever you're getting the tank, it's
Yeah,
again Doomfist.
yeah,
Okay. That makes sense for the number breakdown then. Um, when's the support coming up? So there's a decent amount of hours on, you said Ana, I think?
yeah. 8 hours on Ana this season.
Okay. Is that still kind of a solo queue thing, or is it you play support with duo and trio queue sometimes?
That's really when I'm playing with them.
Got it.
Usually I'll try to play because if my brother wants to play tank,
Of course.
then I'll just usually queue DPS or support.
Sure.
Um, and
Sure.
that's how it usually goes. So
Okay.
DPS and support is really just when I'm not playing tank or wanting to play Doomfist.
Got it. Okay. Couple of points of advice here. So, first one, I love the priority in solo queue. I also love the fact that you're one tricking in solo queue as well. I think you've got good
Mm-hmm.
hours this season. Definitely enough hours to be able to work you towards diamond if we're able to be consistent with it. And I think that's maybe my first point of practice is as close as you can to being consistent with your solo queue play time on Doomfist is going to be really helpful. That might
Yeah.
mean trying to get 2 to 3 games every day solo queue Doomfist, especially earlier in your play sessions. Really big priority if you can. Second thing as well, taking breaks while you're in queue. 30, 45
Yeah.
seconds, you queue up, get up from the console, move around, right?
Yeah.
Those two things I think are going to be helpful for you. I think that you're putting in the time right now. Obviously, we can talk about what you need to be doing strategy wise. We'll get into that into the gameplay review. But in terms of how you're approaching the game, I think that's important. Obviously, doing a lot of duo queue, playing a decent amount of DPS and support. Not a ton, but playing a decent amount. Those are all things that are like if you wanted to get to Grandmaster and Doomfist next season, right? That's not going to be helping you.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
think that, but I don't think that those things are like you still seem to be putting in a decent number of of solo queue hours in Doomfist, enough to be able to get you to diamond. So for your goals right now, I think make some small adjustments, those 2 adjustments that I recommended, and then you should be okay.
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 Because I know it's not going to be like a big, you know, it's not like next season's going to hit and I'm going to be like in Masters or GM. So I know it's going to be a slow progression, but it's still as long as it's progression.
That's it. So you say, I feel like my overall game sense and mechanics lack a bit. Knowing when I should dive and when I should tank trade can hurt me as a player just as much as messing up slam punch or punch shot melee combos. I feel like I also have the tendency to immediately go for backline trades rather than waiting to see what's happening and deciding whether to tank trade or make it dive. On defensive maps, I think I struggle with holding space, not trying to take space I don't need. I've recently tried to implement the passive tank theory, but still don't know if I'm executing it correctly. So talk me through that. I love to hear that you've been putting some effort into studying and thinking things through. So what have you learned?
Yeah.
What has failed? What has
So
worked well? And so on.
um I watched your video and I'm trying to remember who it was. It was I want to say it was your mod or one of your other coaches that you're with where you were doing it was a Doomfist VOD and it was on the passive tank theory
Yep, it was on
on
Antarctica Peninsula.
yeah.
Yep.
And so after watching that, I kind of started playing a little bit almost slower, kind of taking that short range off angle like a Reaper,
Okay.
as you would say it. And so after in the past couple of days, especially on defense, instead of trying to like take a space that I don't need, I'd rather like, hold a high ground and keep that high ground for myself or my team, or keep a corner or a choke instead of trying to like just always backline trade it
Right.
and get a kill that I don't need instead of just keeping space that my team wants.
Yes. How has that gone? Be
Um,
honest with me.
over the past like yesterday, it went really well. And like I said, it's kind of I think the like of the games that I have coded to give you, I think once I realize I need to stop doing that is when we have like the good holds, and when I'm trying to just like backline trade it or make the backline trade and then hold choke or whatever, is when we're kind of just getting rolled. Is
Mm-hmm.
when I want to do something instead of just like letting things happen and then making a play off of a mistake or forcing a cooldown or things like that.
Okay. Okay. I'm glad you at least put the work into studying this thing through, because I think now that we get into the review, we can actually just ask, what do you think? What do you think? What do you think? Because that was very clearly something that you asked in your forum. It's like, how do I coach myself, right? How do I, instead of being like, well, I think I could, like actually having a little bit more confidence in what you can do. And that, unfortunately, does take practice, but we can practice that right now, as well as highlighting some stuff to work on. Okay, I don't really have any other questions from your forum. Do you have any other questions for me? I know there's one more question about which code to pick, but is there any other questions?
Not as of right now, no.
So then, which code do you pick? Well, what do you want to look at? What do you feel like you struggled with? What was confusing to you? What wasn't working? You kind of see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the most important factor, in my opinion.
Yeah. I think the one that kind of sticks out to me is I have a Numbani one, just because it was, OT for both of us, and it was kind of that same thing. Like, it was rolled, hold, and then, but I think that one is kind of just been stuck in my mind, because in the game, I was seeing mistakes that I don't know if they actually were a mistake, or like it was right choice, bad mechanics. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want me to give it to you right now, or do you want me to send it over?
Yeah, let's do it.
It is D5M.
D5M, okay.
CFB.
D5M, CFV.
And then B, as in bat.
Oh, D5 M. Yep. CFB.
CFB. Yeah.
BFB.
C. E is in cat, and then FB.
FB. Got it. Okay.
And then am I just gonna watch it with? Is that usually how you do it? I'll just watch it with you, or do you like stream it?
I will stream it right here through Discord.
Okay, cool.
Let me know if you can see that.
Yes, sir, I can.
Okay, we're all set. I'm going to make some assumptions here. I'm going to make some assumptions that you know what you're doing, at least have an idea of what you're doing. Maybe the execution's hit or miss, but I'm going to ask some questions that you may not immediately know the answer to. That's fine. I just want you to think them through.
Ready for a knockout? I'm here. Buried on the wind. Watch it. Enemy turret ahead.
Thoughts?
I don't think I needed to leave there.
Why?
Because they had already backed out, and then my Kiriko's still with me.
How about passive tank theory strategy? Are you getting mouse 1 value from this position, from this angle?
I think if they try to walk out, but then it's kind of it's not all the way out of my range, but it is a little bit. And so I have to use something to get back to it.
That's the problem, right? So based off the passive tank theory, you should just hold the angle because it was close enough for you to shotgun.
Mm-hmm.
And then you could either use your CDs to punish the choke, or if things go really badly, use your CDs to leave the choke. This is further away, so why would you leave it, right?
Yeah.
So the question is, why did you leave it?
I think...
Do you remember?
I think I just went over because I had my punch fully charged, and in my head I just didn't think to cancel it instead of just...
Got it. Okay.
Punching away.
That's a good enough answer as any. But you need to go back if you can.
Yeah.
Like, I respect here, like, trying to help your team here, of course.
Yeah.
All right, retake. Or that's fine too. Oh, that's unfortunate. It's okay. So where do you go now? Oh, nice. Where do you go? Passive tank.
Back I think
Tricky,
I go
isn't it?
back top right.
Okay, top right. Why are you hesitating?
Yeah, I think I go back here. I don't know. That or maybe if I want to be because I'm trying to think of where the fight's gonna happen as well.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I appreciate your hesitation here because I'm thinking top left as well, just based off of the information that we have, as opposed to where now this maybe is vacated. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think it matters too much. It's up to you. Just make the decision. Let's go. This is fine. Good stuff. We'll speed up. We'll wait. We'll wait.
Behind you.
I mean, you shouldn't have dropped here in the first place, right?
Yeah.
But this is passive tank theory in a nutshell, where you actually use the cooldown to take the position. You actually miss just miss both cooldowns, but because you were on a close range position, you literally just shotgun her to death.
Yeah.
You know, you shot her to death, and then they chase you to punish you. But what's the problem with this Arista's decision?
Now I have both my cooldowns and she's
Out of
circled by
position.
my team.
Right.
Yeah.
So then you could either go back to safety, or you can just take an angle and kill the rest of her backline. Okay. If you don't have a lot to say, we're gonna keep going. Now, where should you go?
Probably just back top again.
You got
And
it.
wait to see where they go.
You got it. See, this is wasted time. This is why it's important to do so quickly, because you need your CD now. Why do you need your CD now? Because what information do we have? You see?
That the fight's starting in there.
You need to go. You need to go. You need to go on this person right here. You need to shoot her and then punch her and then decide if you want to slam back or slam to finish the kill, right? I don't like you going for Reaper here. Why?
Mercy pocket, and it's probably, even though it's a DPS, it's still kind of a
I'll make it even easier for you.
like a trade.
I'll make it even easier for you. Passive tank theory. Why should you go for the EDRA and not the Reaper?
Closer range.
Closer range. It's easier. That's it. That's it. She's just closer. If the EDRA here was with Mercy Pocket, I think I still go for Reaper.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? So just because it's there, so that you don't have to use a cooldown to shoot your gun. You can just shoot your gun, right?
Okay.
And here, this is a situation where if you mess up your engage, you're not going to get the kill. What do you need to do?
Yeah. Back out.
You need to back out. Rinse and repeat. That's the luxury of having mobility, is if you make a mistake, you might lose the fight or lose space, but at least you won't die. Great job so far. Any questions?
It's so hard to think. I don't think so right now.
Okay.
So just 'cause
you're killing it
and
right
we're
now. You're
kinda-
killing
Yeah,
it.
we're kind of solving it as we go. So
Yeah, you're doing a great job. It's super simple too. Now I am helping the conversation by asking the right questions, but the information's there. The information's there. We've not had to introduce any new concepts here.
I do think I kind of have a question.
Yeah, please.
Like, so as we've kind of figured out, like, it's not, how do I want to put it? I have the right things in my mind sometimes. So how do you not, like, autopilot? Do you just honestly have to think about it while you're
You
in
do.
the game? Or...
Yes, you do.
Okay.
Yes, you do. Yeah, you really do. I mean, think about it this way. Like, let's say that you're in math class, right? And your teacher tells you how to find a common denominator, right? Like, you define the multiplicate, the lowest common denominator, and so on. Like, you can't just learn the principle and then just get it to a test and then just, oh, it's just going to happen. You have to kind of,
Yeah.
think back to, like, wait, she did this, and then, wait, kind of may have to scratch on the side of the problem a little bit, try to remember how the process was. But when you do it, the first time it's really slow and awkward. The second time it's really slow and awkward. The 12th time it's really slow and awkward. The 50th time it's okay. It's not quite as awkward, but it's still slow. You understand where I'm going with this, right? Like you still need to ask, where do I need to be? Where do I need to be? Where do I need to be? Where's the passive tank? Passive tank. Passive tank. Passive tank. Okay, where do I need to be? What angle is good? Okay, where do I need? Right. And then also at the same time, okay, do I need to get out? Do I need to reset? 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 Those are skills you need to practice. Knowing it and applying it so that you can just do it without thinking is the gap that you need to close here.
Okay.
Because right now, when I'm asking you where you need to be, we can literally time it.
Yeah.
It's taking you 9-10 seconds. That's too long. But you know what? You need to do it. Sadly, you have to do it. Then hopefully it's
Yeah.
going to take you 7 or 8 seconds, then 5 or 6 seconds, then 3 or 4 seconds, then 2 or 1 second, then 0 seconds. You just do it.
Yeah.
Right. So, passive tank theory. What do you think?
I don't think I should have left the top in the first place.
Why did you leave the top in the first place?
I think everything was just out of my range. And
So, should you have left the top?
I don't know.
It's tricky, isn't it? Can you stay
Yeah.
here and not take damage?
I think if I back up to the corner,
Maybe. Yeah.
and
Maybe if you like
maybe-
crouch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Something to try,
But
right?
this-
Something to try.
Yeah. I think I was also thinking like I don't want to get because I know they're all staggered over there, but
Mhm.
I think I also didn't want to stay up there and then be caught in the clock.
Yeah, I got you. You could also just rotate to here, though, no?
Okay. And just backline or not backline trade it, but be set up
Short
so
range.
they have to split attention.
Right. Look at your team. Your team is here. You can go.
Yeah.
You can go. You don't have to go on them, but set up in your position. Yep. I don't think you backing up was a bad decision just based off the fact that you were getting poked out. You recognized it.
That was such a bad play. I've watched that.
I think this has been okay. You've had a difficulty getting onto an angle, but you've done all right. So then now, the problem is what? It's not a major problem, but maybe a risk here. Where do you need to be? As soon as the slam lands. Or now.
I think on the left inside that room.
Maybe slam out this direction, right?
Yeah.
Or here, right? Apply. Now, what you do is you greed for the kill, which I understand. It's an
Yeah.
ultimate, and you have a power punch, right? So you can tap here, and then you need to hit the shots on the head, not the elbow.
Not the body. Yeah.
Right. So I think you can look at this two ways. You could have played a little bit more conservatively, landed and slammed out, try to bait CDs, and then go back in. Or you can cheat. Just go in hard for the kill because you have empowered punch, whatever. But you need to actually mechanically execute, and you did not. So that's
Yeah.
why you fought. Your choice.
Yeah.
I don't think going for the Cassie there was a mistake. It was worth the risk.
Okay.
You just failed. That's it. Okay. Solve it. Passive. Where do you need to be?
I think I need to split attention and go to the right, but I just do the slam punch, the slam in, get out.
Yeah. Yep. You do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you instead of slam punching, do slam punch.
Yeah.
Right? Then you're here, shoot. You don't even necessarily need to go for like backline, right? You could sit here, right? Make it so that the tank has to focus you by turning their attention this way, right? So
Yeah.
then that allows your Venture to walk forward here. You see, like you're just getting completely dumpstered.
Yeah.
So I think this is where, okay, so you had the question about like, when do I backline trade? When do I tank trade? I'm very lost. I'm very confused. Where's your passive tank? You see, if you go back in this, and you look at this fight here, if you go for backline here, maybe the close range shotgun angle is not really good. You see, it's a little far. Maybe this, you know? But then maybe also just this, right? Or, you know, or maybe this. So then you see how you're focusing tank line from here?
Yeah.
That's fine. Why? Because it's a short range angle.
Yeah.
The difference between this and this is the difference between attention that your team can punish and your team can capitalize off of by pressing W, and attention that your team cannot capitalize off of because all the damage is being put into one giant spot. You see that?
Yeah.
So it's not so much about when do I need to go for backline, when do I want to go for frontline. That's almost a decision that's almost exclusively made not by their composition, but by the map and what the map gives to you. Does that make sense?
Yeah, like
So-
where I need to be placing myself
Right,
on
so-
different maps.
So you could go for backline if you'd gone for backline this way. But then if you're going to go this way, you need to go for frontline
Yeah.
because this is the easiest angle that you have.
Yeah.
You see that? It's that simple.
Just what's easiest.
Exactly.
What's in front of you.
In the same way that when we were looking at this situation, I'm going too far. When we were looking here, probably more backline centric, right? But if you wanted to play like here and shotgun angle from this way, frontline centric, right? Because my team's here, I play Car and angle here. So we tank trade, right? If we had tried to go from this position to then diving backline, how would that have felt?
Probably not good.
Probably not great. Got
Yeah.
CC'd, would have been ugly, right? So instead, you just punch the Orisa, force your CDs, slam the front line, block, punch, slam, smash. Great, totally fine with me. And then if you want to go for backline, slam top here, hide, and then set up your engage from here. Your choice. That's the great thing about Doomfist is you get to choose. You get to choose. Because why does this work so well? Look carefully. You see it? Your Reaper passive tank theory for you.
Yeah.
So he didn't even have to use a cooldown. Even if he doesn't even pop ultimate here, he drops in here and just immediately gets value on an angle, which then turns the attention this way and then allows you to capitalize from the front line. Now, you see that?
When it should have been the other way.
When it should have been the other way around. Generally better because you have the mobility that other supports or other DPS and supports don't have.
Don't have. Okay.
Yeah. You're not the most mobile thing in the history of the universe, like, especially because you don't have a lot of self-sustain, so you can't like go for these crazy long flanks necessarily. But just take what's convenient. This has all been fine. See, this is kind of it again here, right? So you're close to ult here. You slam out. You slam out. Where should you slam out to? Really important.
I think just that same direction to the other side.
Same direction, right here. Bam. Or honestly, cart. Because you see this? This is cover. Short little off angle here. You got going here. You see this? Cart would have been fine. Not here, though.
I think in my head, I just wanted to get out and then try to punch the Orisa back in to my team because she's around the corner.
Yeah,
that
would have been fine. That would have been fine. Obviously, the mechanical execution is like whatever, but I think the reason we're not nitpicking here is like, oh, you should have done this, you should have done that, you should have done that. It's also like I want you to feel a little bit more comfortable about like, okay, there was a solution here. That it feels a little bit confusing, but I can figure this out. It's like right now, you got choices. What are your two choices? Where's your backline shotgun angle? Where's
in that room across from me?
Well, actually, no, that's frontline.
Oh, backline? Probably just circling around top.
That's it. You exist here. This is your passive tank right here. Passive tank right here. Okay?
Okay.
But you can commit your CDs from here if you want to, but you can also just drop shotgun and get value, right? Your passive tank from here is to trade on this angle here, where it's really uncomfortable for them to put resources into you, because if they put resources into you, you get healed, they get shot in the back, and you have all the CDs in the world to live, survive, disengage, and then because you have ultimate, keep going. Right?
But it needs to get done early.
Right. Yep. And actually, I look at this here, and I think I go for the tank here. I'm not sure why the voices are telling me this, but I think it's just because this angle is really good. Like I think you passive tank on the front line here. I think you do. But you see how simple this is? It's really not like, oh, like what do I do? Just
I think one of the things that kind of like gets in my head is I don't want to waste time outside of the fight, like the fight be starting and I'm still trying to set up in the backline. So that's where I kind of tend to like have to think to myself like, when do I go for the backline trade?
Right. So, like, if you wanted to go for the backline trade now, you would need to recognize your setup opportunity for top now.
No, yeah.
And you need to slam top, walk, and then 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now you're here. You got me? And the timing is perfect. But you would need to be quick. If you're slow, or if the backline position isn't that good, then you'll need to slam across to here, play the game here, and this is perfect. But this is still also really good, if not maybe even better than the other position. Basically, you need to look at the map and be like, how long is it going to take for me to set up? If the answer is it's going to take a long time, then you probably don't go for the passive tank theory here. But the big thing here is I just want you to find an angle, short angle, whether it's for backline or frontline. I don't care.
Okay.
That's it. Even a Roadhog would feel uncomfortable dealing with this.
Yeah.
As bad as that matchup is.
They would need to walk up and get...
They would need to walk up, turn your back to your team, you punch them back into the open, you cancel their CD. Even if you get hooked here, you're still, again, they have to split their attention. There's going to be follow-up there, right?
Yeah.
So you're looking at this and you're like, man, this actually doesn't feel too bad. Yeah, you're right. The problem is just that it's just not set up well. You know, imagine doing this, but without having to use 2 CDs, just use 1. Or not even use a CD at all, just passive tank, press mouse 1. I think people confuse angle with flank.
Okay.
You understand the difference?
Yeah. Flank
Flank-
would be like I'm circling all the way around, and angle
Yes.
would be I'm just set up somewhere else and
It's 6 o'clock on the versus 3 o'clock or 2 o'clock on the clock,
Yeah.
right? It's all the way behind versus just off to the side a little bit.
Yeah.
And so all this just feels bad because you're just the way that you approach things is always very direct, very far. So it's funny because you're trying to kill squishies, but because you're not staged on an angle, you always have to use an additional cooldown to get there.
Yeah.
And that's why it feels so bad. Like even here, right? What's the point of this ult? Like besides the fact that you need to save your life, what's the point of your landing here? You do two things. You either get a kill with it, like the Cassidy, right? Like you land on a target, you tap punch, you get the kill, a little bit risky. Or you gain it to do damage and secure an angle. So if you were to go for the kill here, what would you do? Land? Where should your crosshair be? Right?
I think it's
It should be here. It has to be here, right? It has to be.
Yeah.
Instead, you turn around. What the heck? Okay, so let's say that you're going to be, good old honest Overwatch, and you're going to set up a position. So first off, you're a little early, so just be careful. But let's say that you weren't early here. Where would you land here?
probably just on the top. On the top.
You could, yeah, you could land on the top. There's another option too. Keep thinking. Give me some more options.
Either in the room on the Reaper or on the stairs backline.
Yeah, right. Imagine landing here.
Yeah.
I mean, Mercy's gonna fly away. She's gonna fly this direction, but oh my days, are you getting value from being here? Right?
Yeah.
So painful. No pincer. You're on the clock, which is what we want, and it's so painful. Instead, you slam on the Orisa and then punch into the Orisa and then lose the position anyway. Right?
Yeah.
It's odd. It's odd, right? Okay, so then now, what's the solution here? Passive tank, right? Where's your passive tank position here? You got two options. One's long setup, backline. One's short setup, front line. Give me the backline one first.
Backline going around the whole building on the right.
Right? Or marking here, right? You walk in here, you go, oh crap, Reaper's here. Okay, then fine. Clear him out. But yeah, this passive tank here, right?
I do end up hearing him.
Okay.
And then
where's your immediate value frontline angle?
On the other side of card?
That's it. That's it, right? It's so simple. Just get here, right? So that then your team is like able to angle here and you're able to angle from here. I look at this situation here and I think the angle on card's the better one. Why?
Okay. Immediate value?
Immediate value, and is that important right now?
Yeah, because the fight's happening.
Yes, right. So you don't really have a lot of time to reposition, and so you need to go now.
Yeah.
You're doing a great job. Is all this making sense?
Yeah.
Okay. I hope this is answering your question from the forum because it was a really good question. Where do you need to do right now? Shotgun angle, shotgun value. Where do you need to be?
I think either where my Reaper is or up top.
I think up top. Yep, I agree. You get here, bam, 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 bam. Yep, 100%. And why is that better than taking an angle on front line?
I don't usually win this trade.
But we've had you talking about taking an angle on front line repeatedly, right?
Yeah.
So why is it all of a sudden not as attractive? Or why is the other angle more attractive than it was before? What was the main downside of going for backline shotgun angles in the past? Why did we not, for example, encourage the angle here?
I don't know, honestly.
Think back to last fight. Why did we say go front line? What was the reasoning behind that being the play?
Because the fight was already happening.
Okay, so it would take too long to set up for a backline angle.
Yeah.
You see where I'm leading you right now? Why is it going for a backline shotgun angle now appropriate?
The fight's still not happening yet.
The fight's
going in.
Actually, I disagree. The fight is happening right now. But how long is it going to take you to get there?
I just have to slam there real quick.
You just slam there and you're there immediately.
Yeah.
No time at all. Bam. That's why it's okay. You understand?
Yeah, I think the only reason I say the fight's kind of not happening is just because from where I'm at, I can see the Alari backing up.
Yeah. I got you.
But the Orisa's walking in.
My point is that while that recognition might be accurate, the more important thing to pull away is that I don't even care if the fight's starting or not. It's just immediately set up just by me going there.
Okay.
That's why. And so you lose space here instead of gaining space. And shocker, there is so much value. to be had
I think I
from this
yeah, I
position.
think I should
You
have done
see?
the sneaky play and went under the stairs instead of punching back to my team.
You got it. Or even just slam top, the very first thing
Yeah.
that we said, right?
Yeah.
So right now, you're actually taking you're actually doing the frontline angle thing okay. Because look
Yeah.
at your setup. You see like where you are and where your team is, right? You're
Yeah.
still on the clock, right? It's a little awkward, but you are on the clock, and you got a nice little bit of cover, crossfire, yada yada. But it's just right now we needed more value from you. We needed a better setup, and so
Okay.
obviously the Rissa should have died there, but I don't know that it matters.
Okay.
And notice that we haven't talked at all about snowballing in Overwatch. How to stop it.
Yeah.
I don't care. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter. Do your job. Ah, yes, the old classic. Okay. Questions so far?
Not really.
Very simple, yeah.
Yeah.
We just need to accelerate your decision making when it comes to frontline or backline passive tank theory, and decide which one is going to be easiest to set up. Which one can I afford to set up on? Sometimes the other thing as well, sometimes there isn't going to be a backline shotgun angle at all. So you have to take frontline, or there isn't going to be a frontline angle and you have to take backline. But a lot of times it's just about you recognizing and making the decision quickly. Let's go. All classical. For example, here, where's your frontline shotgun angle?
I think I end up checking top right.
Is that a good angle for you? Is that a good trade?
No, because then I'm just in their backline and my team can't see me.
So what do you mean? Like where do you go? To explain.
I think I end up hearing the soldier on a mercy on the right, and I go for them. And
Are you on the clock?
I'm like in between them on the clock, or am I?
You kind of see what I'm saying?
Am
like,
I putting myself on the clock?
Right. Either. Now, that's good.
Yeah.
Right? Like, look at where you are now. But like, what if he's not there?
Yeah.
What would you do? Where's your front line off angle? Where's your back?
Yeah, I think if I want to, I think I would want to go like punch over to under the bridge, or inside that bottom room on the left under the Orisa.
Like here? Then what?
Yeah. Probably wait for cooldowns, and I either go up on top on Orisa Reaper or go on backline.
Yeah, I think backline. I think I see no reason why you would frontline angle on backline here. Or frontline, sorry, on frontline. I see no reason.
Okay.
No reason. In fact, I think your best, most consistent bet might be to punch out this direction, grab mini, and be looking to stage and harass from this outside perspective here.
Okay.
You could frontline harass from here, but why would you go for here when this one's just as good and it takes you just as long to get there? There's no upside.
Okay.
So if you don't hit the punch here, it doesn't matter. You just go flying over here, grab the mini, and then you can just rain in their parade all day long from here.
Okay.
Right. Slam up top, shoot, punch, drop, rinse and repeat over and over, over and over. That's it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
In fact, your mistake here is I don't think you need to go back. I know why you did, but like I think here, like, he's out. I guess going back's okay, but
I think
maybe
I think I saw the mercy beam, and that's why I was like, okay, I have 2 out. If I get back in quick,
yeah.
take them time.
That's true. I don't think you can contest them because there wasn't a good health back for you there either. Nice. Okay, just keep going. Okay. This might just be getting a little spicy with the snowball here.
Yeah.
Okay, remember, kill or position, right? Kill or position. Let's see it. Nice. You see, even here, you're like...
I wanted the Reaper, and then the Orisa got in the way.
Well, my point being is, like, look, this is a frontline angle. You see it?
Yeah.
So it's okay. So, like, that's all right. Okay. What do you think?
I think it's okay because I'm keeping Reaper Mercy off. I don't know if I needed to drop though.
I don't know why you needed to drop either. Because the other thing as well is you drop, but did you drop to a frontline angle?
I dropped frontline, but not on an angle.
That's it, right? So if you wanted
Yeah.
to contest this Orisa Moira, where would you have dropped?
I think I drop on like the left side, on the other side of the
Right here. Yep, right here.
Yeah.
Or here, right? I think
because
here,
then I
yeah.
can grab mini inside.
Yep, I agree. I
I
don't
have
think you
to.
should have dropped. And then if you should have dropped, you should have dropped in a way where the Orisa would have to chase you this way and not chase you this way because that's very convenient for her.
Mhm.
Nice. This is just, mechanics. Just running around
Yeah.
killing people,
Yeah.
Good stuff. Okay, let's keep going. All right.
I think
This is
this
where-
is where the hold this is where the hold really happens, and I don't know what I should be doing. Or I feel like this is where I either make mistakes or something's happening.
This moment right here is the moment of truth.
Yeah. Because it's 5 minutes on the clock, and I know we get whittled down a long way.
And I will go as far to say it's not just this fight, but this specific moment is the moment of truth. Because what are your two choices of engages here? I know the Genji's low, but take just a second.
I have two angles that I could walk off on. I could go left through the building, or I could walk all the way around to the right.
Backline shotgun angle, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Or slam here, frontline shotgun angle. You force them
Yeah.
to turn their attention towards you. You allow a cart to rotate to here, and you take no damage. And the best part about this frontline angle is what does it also allow you to do if you want to?
Dive backline? Oh, just flank all the way around.
Exactly what you said. Yes,
Okay,
dive backline.
okay.
Yes, it does. Exactly. So the question is, why on earth are you going back towards main? Continue your progress this way.
Around.
Then Zarya, this is where the crosshair movement becomes a thing. Where does the Zarya put her attention? I know where she puts her attention. On you.
Yeah.
So she moves this way. Heck, I think we'll probably get Moira Genji looking this way as well. And now your Zenyatta, Soldier, Baptiste, kill her. She's dead.
Yeah.
Whereas here, you allow her to be able to put focus on you and play cover at the same time while also taking a lot of damage and getting your ultimate forced.
Yeah.
This is it. Like this is why you get help. This exact same moment right here. If I'm putting all the responsibility on your shoulders, this is
Yeah.
why you die. Okay. Weird block, but yeah. So you look at this and you're like, man, what did I do wrong? Like I played it like pretty well. I'm getting kills. I'm not demanding a lot of healing. And if we went back and looked at your team, I promise that we'd see like some pretty major errors about why you actually lost. But it's in these moments of truth, like where your teammates make errors, that you need to be the hero.
Yeah.
In the same manner where sometimes, like, I think that second attack there, like, you kind of screwed up your staging, you messed up your CDs a little bit, but your DPS came in clutch. Like, they carried it for you, right? Your team made mistakes here, but, like, leading into this fight here, man, like, even just taking the angle, putting the pressure on the Zarya has no opportunity to carry the fight if you play this correctly.
Yeah.
And so now it just doesn't matter. Okay. Same kind of question, right? Frontline angle. My team's coming out here, so you must go here, or you must wrap this way. I look at this situation here. This is not attractive to me. I'm not even sure that this is attractive to me. It feels a little deep, takes too long, and not really, still feels a little far away, right? So I think this is one of those times where people are just going to say, beat the crap out of the front line from an angle, and I'm going to say, yep.
Yeah.
Go. Go. You must go. You must go. No, you're not improving your positioning. You see that?
Yeah.
You're right back where the rest of your team is. So certainly with the slam, nope. You see it?
Yeah. I just keep trying to frontline trade it.
You keep trying to frontline trade, and but the frontline trade isn't the problem. It's where the frontline trade is happening.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So the frontline trade is the play here. Definitely the play here. And I want you to be encouraged that what we're talking about today, this is Doomfist solved. This is it. This is the hero.
Yeah.
right? There's no additional complexity or nuance besides like some of the CD stuff, but like this is it, right? This is all there is to it.
Yeah.
And this is really where you can do like these slam in, punch out kind of stuff, like where you can get a lot of value out of that stuff if from the position that you're doing it from is really good. Like think about it this way, like you're here, you punch in, and they put a lot of tension in you, and then you slam back out to here. If your team is here, that's useful. You're going to win that CD trade, right? Because that's, again, you're utilizing your mobility. Because what if another tank killed here? I mean, they would want to if they could, but it's getting there is awkward, right? Like imagine a Zarya rotating to this angle here. It's going to cost her bubbles. It's going to cost her HP. And then she also doesn't really have the choice if she wants to go deeper on backline. She's too slow. Whereas you do if you want to, right? So that's what makes Doomfist special, is his mobility allows him to take slightly better frontline angles and then also go for backline if he wants to.
Yeah.
All right, we play for kill or do we play for position? Play for kill. Sure, I'm okay with that. It's good, right? Look what you got out of that. You played for the kill instead of the position, and you kind of got some position because you did get on the back line, right? So you did get a bit of an angle. Yeah. So there's Suzu bubble, attention, TP. This blade should be free. And then you notice that you're still on the clock. You notice that?
Yeah.
With the exception of, Moira, which is whatever. Yeah, and there you go. Nice job. Really good, really good, really good. This is probably where you guys win, right?
Yeah, and then it goes into OT.
Yeah. This was clean. This was clean from you. It took your ultimate to do it, but you actually finally got on the clock a little bit there, so that was good. Okay, any questions?
So mainly it's just like, as of right now, just making sure that I'm on the clock and setting up in the correct. Okay.
On the clock, on an angle.
Okay.
And it's really not so much that, I have a tendency to go for frontline trades inappropriately. I have a tendency to go for backline trades inappropriately, which was the concern of your forum. It's actually that either one of those are fine, but when you choose either one, sometimes you're not doing so very wisely. Okay. Especially those frontline trades are not on angles consistently.
Yeah.
It's not the frontline trade, though. I'm a big fan of frontline trades with Sigma. But yeah, I mean, obviously here, frontline trades.
I think I know where a mistake. Yeah, I know.
Okay. I think you need to preserve your HP here and just grab Mega.
Yeah, I think I do.
See, this is where you can actually, like, okay, maybe not exactly a frontline trade here, but, like, look at this situation, and I mean, you're down one. So let's pretend that your Sombra isn't dead, okay? So what would you do here? You got a couple of options, right?
I think what I do is I try to force Reaper off top.
Seems reasonable, right? Are you on the clock?
I end up putting myself on the clock if I do that, I think.
Sure, because you go through the middle, right? Give me another option then.
Which isn't, I mean, it's cheating, but...
It's not a bad idea. It just has to be executed well, right?
Yeah.
So give me another option, though, if you don't feel like you can do that.
Fight's already happening, so probably up top right.
Top right. What do you do from here?
Drop on Life Weaver.
Right? Or not even, right? You can shoot Life Weaver if you want, or you can just go, shoot, drop, slam out again, right? Pull. What will probably happen is you'll probably pull that Reaper towards you, which is exactly what you want. So then now you've stacked the enemy cards in one side. And then now you disengage. Your next engage takes you top, or maybe even takes you top here, and then we kind of go from there. It's methodical. I actually don't really hate this. I really don't. You are clearing out an angle and setting up your own position.
Yeah.
I just hate the whole, like, I'm not going to lie with you, I hate the Quake-Ton mentality. I really do.
Yeah.
Like, it's just not worth both CDs because it's not better. It's more damage if you go slam punch. Use the slam punch, you know what I'm saying? Like, or if you mess it up, you... But that being said, like, you see what you've done now? Now, here's the funny thing. Do you have a frontline passive tank angle now?
On Sigma.
You do, don't you? So actually here, you need to be a little bit cautious for a second, but you could just sit here. Yeah, just sit here and trade. You are tanking effectively right now.
Okay.
You're tanking effectively now. Now, you're about to go to the opposite side. So you're going to go for a backline. Yeah. Is that appropriate right now?
Remember, it's okay.
I think it's okay.
Supports to look at each other.
How long does it take you to set it up?
a slam.
A
Pretty
slam.
quick.
So it's fine. You just mess it up.
Yeah.
That's it. But you're still creating space. Like look at where these people are, you know? Look at where these people are and look at where they are. And the funny thing is that you're still on the clock. Right? You're still on the clock. You're still good. So yeah. Nice job. And so here you got to ask yourself the question, do I want to go for backline or do I want to go for frontline? And I think the answer is I don't care. You could punch this here, you could punch this guy out of position. I don't really think it matters. You just needed to hit the punch.
Yeah.
And even this, right? Is it better to do this on frontline or is it better to slam top for backline? I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care. You're on
Either
the
way,
clock.
I'm still putting
Yeah, you're
myself
still
on the
passive
clock.
tanking, and so it doesn't matter. So like it really doesn't matter here. Even this is fine, right? Whatever. Position's fine. This is awkward. You need to get out of the middle here.
Yeah.
And I think that, you see, that's what kills you. That's what kills
Yeah.
you. Because you needed to
I
take
think I was
top
trying to-
or you need to slam back
Yeah.
out here.
I think I was just trying to keep him in there, and so I was slamming to get HP or shield, and then they just end up moving out.
Right. But you're the hand here, right?
Yeah.
You know, this is... Ugh.
Yeah.
So then you don't see people. You don't have full vision. You're not able to shoot what's close, and then you get pincered from 2 different directions.
Yeah.
Last fight here. Let's make it pretty.
I don't think it is, if I remember.
Well, you need to be careful. Like, you're taking a lot of
Yeah.
trades without your team. This is the second time you've
Yeah.
done this here. You need to be really careful about this. That was Suzu used. And Lamp. I mean, the Lamp is really dumb, but the Suzu was needed, and I think that just kind of is bad.
Yeah.
Now, you see it?
Yeah, cart. Just play cart right now.
Front line angle. Look at my team. Look at where I am. You can sit here. Bam. Ah!
Missed the punch, yeah.
That's okay. If that's a problem, we'll take it, you know? Yeah, that's it. Just would have nice to have Suzu.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it missed punched, early pressure, but the initial setup, yeah, it was good. It was good. You could have taken at that point in time. I think you could have also taken top, I think. Let me look back at this here. Yeah, you could have taken top.
Okay.
Right here. This would have also worked. Slam up here. And then just you can punch them off, right? That would have worked as well. But this was also good too, right?
Yeah. I think I didn't know that my sim was going to TP, so that's why I felt like I had to touch.
Yes. Okay. So then
And slammed in.
that's totally fine then. Totally fine. Okay. Questions.
No, I don't think so. I think we kind of covered everything.
Okay. Let's take
Just
some notes
making
then.
sure I'm on an angle. And...
Doomfist. What are the 2 main things with passive tank? Passive tank, frontline. How do you do it?
Short off angle.
Short off angle on frontline. Totally fine. Often good when you don't have time to set up for back.
Yeah.
Passive tank backline. Short off angle on
Yeah.
backline. Really good.
The setup just needs to be
Often bad when you don't have time to set up. Practiced staging, setting up, / solving the situation over and over and over. Build speed with repetition. Don't overthink back line versus front line. Instead, find cover, find angle, do what you have, do what you see. That's it.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yeah.
I promise you, if you ever have a really, really bad round, you will go back in without my nasally, overwhelming voice, and you will be able to look at the situation and you'll go, yeah. Okay, that's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all right. You know, the hard part is that you can't really memorize rollouts either. You get what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So, just practice. Practice.
I think it's, yeah. I get it. I think it's just, I don't know how to put it. Like, I think where I've been at right now from watching that is like, if I wanted backline trade, it needed to be that setup quicker.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I also like, the reason I feel like deciding backline trade versus frontline trade is also hard for me is because I don't want to go for backline trade and then have my backline get walked on. But that's also
Yes.
not my not my job if I'm taking care of,
Well,
three
when is
people
it?
up top and
Right. Well, that's the thing is when is your backline going to be walked on? It's going to be when you're staging in the middle of a fight.
yeah, yeah,
And that's when, yes, okay, it's maybe not appropriate to go for backline. But if you have time, then you should do it,
yeah,
right? If you have time.
yeah,
The only other factor I'd throw in there as well is like if you go for backline, are you going to want or need sustain? Does your composition have the sustain? But like for the most part, it's just basically like take what's given. If you have time to set up, great. If you don't. That's it.
yeah. Okay.
That's it. That's why they gave Doom. That's why they gave Doomfist decent frontline trades, is because if he didn't have decent frontline trading, then he'd be a really bad tank, right? Because compared to like a Winston with like crazy staging and bubble, and ball, it's a lot harder to consistently just cheat and go for backline with Doomfist. So okay.
Yeah.